Come on! You're listening to Military Press Wrestling with your host, Silent J, and his tag team partners, The Professor, That 90s Guy, Mr. Dedicated, and sometimes Tammy's Baby Boy. Your home for everything wrestling. It's real. It's damn real.
This is Military Press Wrestling, and I am Silent J. I'm in the same house, in a different room, because everything's taken over there. So you can see, like, part of a head, and I look like I'm very far away for a strange reason. We're here to talk about wrestling, and why wrestling sucks. Take it away, Red Room of Doom.
I am the Professor Wrestling, coming at you live from the Red Room of Doom. Listen up close, sit back, relax, open up a beer, lend me your ear, if you will. Might learn a few things. And to the left of me is not Dancing Stevie Richards, but the one and only.
That 90s guy coming at you from the Red Room of Doom. Let's have a good show. Taking bumps better than Sting would. I send it over to my colleague.
This is Mr. Dedicated. Everybody already knows I'm Mr. Dedicated. I'm Mr. Wednesday Nights.
Woo!
Because I make the show.
Gimmick infringement.
I was going to say, that is a gimmick infringement.
Yeah!
And we got the phone line is up, and that number is, if you would like to call in and talk about wrestling, it's 716-508-0406. So that's 716-508-0406. And, guys, guess what?
What?
Guess who Adam, not the Professor, but Adam, the Radio Daddy A, the guy in charge of Heroes Media Group, who is our home network. Guess who he bumped into? And
DDP.
No. And working on having him on the show. Anybody want to take a guess? Bueller?
Raven.
Bueller? No, not Raven. One Garrett Bischoff.
Woo! Easy.
There was a miscommunication somewhere, and nobody's fault. Don't know what happened, but Adam bumped into Garrett at a conference in Washington, D.C. And yesterday I was in my early modern European history class, and Adam texts me. He goes, guess who I'm chilling next to right now? I'm like, who? He's like, Garrett Bischoff. I'm like, oh, how? So crazy and strange how things work out, but it looks like we will in fact, hopefully in the near future, have Garrett Bischoff on. The elusive Garrett Bischoff, if you will. So elusive. He's even more elusive than a good Rusev Dolph Ziggler match.
Over my head.
Well, it must have hit the wall. It's all one. Heading the wall. See, this is a prime example of people understanding color, and this is like a weatherman not wearing green in front of a green screen. You never get a redhead standing in front of a red wall with a orange and red shirt.
Go Bengals.
Go
I was at school all day.
It's
looking like Sheamus over here.
I was gonna say it's like a before and after Sheamus juicing. Upon a time, Sheamus wanted to be a pro wrestler, and look, there he is, right there. One of these days, that boy will fulfill his dream and cash in Money in the Bank.
The old before they were superstar DVDs.
Yeah, before they.
Sheamus, sorry.
You're like the shitty high school yearbook picture of Sheamus.
Speaking of Sheamus, who would have thought come Wednesday we'd be saying thank you, Kane, for stopping Sheamus from cashing in?
Yeah. And Thank you very much, Kane. And I like how they're doing this approach. I mean, Kane, new storyline approach. Abyss, Kane, Joe Sparks, Abyss, Kane, Glenn Jacobs, Kane, Abyss. You know what I mean? What do you guys think of that? Now, I've read the last couple of days like, oh, they're just ripping off TNA with the Abyss and Parks angle. But can you say that there's nothing really original in wrestling anymore? I mean, everybody can triple threat matches are all ripped off from ECW. You know, ladder matches were ripped off from Stampede Wrestling. You know, I mean, what angle? I mean, are we going to start saying, no, you can't do the damsel in distress angle because it was done by WWF back in 1971? So, but what do you guys think of people knocking WWE and the Kane angle for saying that they're ripping off TNA? I personally would like to see how it's done in this aspect of where, you know, TNA for some reason always had good ideas but seemed to drop the ball, whereas I think the storyline value of WWE a little bit better than TNA. So I'd like to see how this thing.
Yeah, whenever nothing's ever been done before. Everything's been done in wrestling history over the last 100 years. So, but it goes back to your points on Jay, and it does make sense that when you do it from someone else's company, you do it from another angle. So yeah, we remember Abyss's angle, which is really good. It was interesting. And now we're just going to get to see WWE's version of it. So it will be different in a sense. And, you know, Kane's Kane. Yeah, we all have a huge respect for Abyss and love Abyss, but come on, this is Kane. I mean, this is going to be exciting. Everyone, the pops last 2 nights, Sunday and Monday, were huge. I'm very excited for the storyline.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my question is, on Sunday, did Kane really get a pop because he's Kane, or did Kane get a pop because he stopped Sheamus from cashing in his Money in the Bank?
Or they pop because the Demon Kane's back. So.
Yeah, who doesn't want to see the mask?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a culmination of a few things. The fact that you just added another person. I think the biggest reason why the crowd popped is because Sheamus wasn't going to cash it. As soon as you saw the pyrotechnics go off, that meant Sheamus was not going to cash it. So, thank you, Kane. Thank you very, very, very much.
There was a hush over the crowd. You heard 10,000 Smarks go, oh no.
Yeah. Touching up on Night of Champions, let's run through the card. First, the tag team match. Let's talk about a New Day, because we seem to be leading off with the New Day every week, and man, Rufio and Big and Kofi.
Bangarang!
I hate that movie, Hook. I just wanted to let you know that right now.
Take that back right
the
now.
Professor was marking
Bite
up
your
Sunday.
tongue.
He's screaming, Rufio! Rufio!
Sorry, I can't take.
Rufio!
This is a generational difference between us. I never liked that movie, and I watched it a couple years ago. It was on TV, and my daughter was watching it. My girlfriend was watching it. I don't like it as an adult. I didn't like it when I was younger. I just don't like it.
You like Peter Pan?
I love the peanut butter.
All right.
I never really liked Peter Pan.
Well, that makes sense then. For
Yeah.
both. Same story.
Yeah. Well, with that, then you have what do you call it? Bray Wyatt looking like Maleficent with that horned hoodie that he has on. It was like Disney night for the Disney night for heels.
The match put me to sleep. I have nothing positive to say about the match. They need to kill it. They need to end it. They will not end it stubbornly because I understand they have nothing to do with the guys, but
Well, you don't want to see Broman and Roman?
I don't want. I mean, really look at this match. You got 6 guys who they have no idea what to do with, and you just threw Randy Orton in the mix.
I really thought the whole pay-per-view was god awful.
Agreed.
Nothing entertaining about the pay-per-view. No good matches. Just everything was slow movement. Just I don't know. No good rivalries. None of it. It's awful.
It seems like WWE has been on. I think WWE has had like a SummerSlam hangover, all summer long. I mean, I think the current product, the current product is like really stale. Other than like a New Day and Seth Rollins,
This reminds me. I agree with you 100%. This reminds me exactly of like kind of the down years. It's like the network pushes the 4 majors very hard and doesn't really care about the minors, which we've seen all our life in spurts of up and down. You know, some years you're going to get the smalls are going to be enjoyable, and right now this year it's kind of been a mixed bag. But this was without a doubt. I agree, Mr. Dedicated, the worst pay-per-view of the year. My ratings have.
They don't even have any good rivalries going. Like, where's the rivalries where you got like Triple H, Shawn Michael rivalry like that lasted like through almost a year? It's like, where is that?
The one rivalry that they stuck that I knock every week is Rusev and Dolph Ziggler, and it's just. No, I know Lana's hurt, but it
Makes no sense anymore.
It's just not good. I mean, it's just not good. I don't. They don't.
I feel like we put this. This is a cycle. We see this every year. You know, WrestleMania season's going to be coming up, and that's when it's going to be hot, and then it's going to die down, and then SummerSlam season comes up, and then it gets hot, and then it dies down, and then Survivor Series, so on and so forth. I mean, that's really, it's a cycle. That's how it's been for years now.
They should do that every month, not just every 4 months.
Well, I think what they really need to cut a pay-per-view. I think out of the year.
Sorry.
I mean, you know, give a little breathing room for some pay-per-views. I mean, let Raw and SmackDown really matter. Not the Raw before and after a pay-per-view matters, and that's it. SmackDown hasn't mattered since there was a fist coming out of a damn screen. So I just think that there's no room for anything to breathe and anything really to settle in. I mean, to your point, Mr. Dedicated, the only feud that's really lasted basically a couple years is the Wyatts and the Shield and whatever incarnations those two factions have been in. And I think that's a good match. I don't necessarily like Chris Jericho being in it. We were all wrong, by the way. Who did we all guess?
That 90s guy said that was going to be Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
He doesn't count because he looks like an orange right now.
But he was right.
Chris Jericho.
That was out of the air. I pulled that out of my ass, but it made sense.
It did make sense completely. As soon as you picked that, I said because Chris Jericho's last match on TV was Bray Wyatt.
He's feud with him.
Yeah, but where does it go? I mean, here's the thing. What happened of that angle on Raw that couldn't have happened on United Champions and having Randy Orton show back up, which I think would have made more sense. If I have Randy Orton show up on a Monday Night Raw, that sucked almost as bad as the pay-per-view.
When that match came about, I looked at Mr. Dedicated and that 90s guy, and I said, I don't want to see Randy Orton come out right now, and I didn't, and I'm happy that it wasn't.
But I do agree with Sanjay's point.
It would have made 10 times more sense, but I just didn't want to see Randy Orton because they built this up, as their mystery partner and whatnot, and I want to see something exciting happen. I don't want to see Randy Orton come out.
Yeah, they threw a dud.
I just want to see something different.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. I mean, his annual comeback, and after his initial pop, nothing makes sense with Chris Jericho coming back. I mean,
Not at all.
Other than the fact he maybe changes the cadence of his speech once in a while, or adds another fucking light bulb to his jacket. I mean, that's it. Now he's going to be cut. When he returns next year, his crotch is going to have LED lights on it. That's going to be the big comeback. And it's just going to say 3, 2, 1 on his crotch. That's going to be the new Chris Jericho pop for a year. He's going to come in, light, bright cock. That's what it's going to be. Light, bright cock, counting down 3, 2, 1. It's the millennial junk. If we've been basically getting junk from the millennial man for the better half of this millennium. Enough of that. Do you think there's any way to really spice up the only long-term feud that the WWE has right now, outside of Lesnar and Undertaker? It really is the Shield and the Wyatt family.
I know they don't want to do it, and they've proven that they don't want to do it, but it's time to push a mid-range into the main event again, it's risky, and I know you don't want to do it, but we're only asking you to build one star, and you have many options here from Cesaro to Owens to Ziggler.
I was saying the same thing earlier.
Star. Yeah, elaborate.
No, I was saying the same thing earlier. Pretty much exactly what you just said. Mr. Dedicated said to me, who does Rollins get now after Kane? And I said, they need to start pushing the mid-card guys. The Dolph Zigglers, the Cesaros, the Owens, the Wyatts.
Somebody's got to push into the title picture.
Yeah,
somebody's got to fight.
You got to do something new. You're running out of things. You're going to do John Cena and Seth Rollins until WrestleMania 33. Give me a break.
Well, with that, my question in terms of Seth Rollins, do you think because they just had Bella break what's her name?
AJ Lee.
AJ Lee's. Do you think they're going to have Seth Rollins surpass CM Punk's streak? To just get rid of him, out of that, because Vince McMahon seems like that type. I'm going to make all the fans forget by having Seth Rollins hold the title one more day than Punk. And,
he is that kind of guy, though.
I could definitely see him doing that, though. Just make Punk not exist.
So theoretically, then what do we got? Like another 7 months of Seth Rollins, which I'm fine with. I would like to.
Oh, yeah, he's on fire right now. I wouldn't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though, that you had with Cena when you had him hold the title for so long, long, nauseating stretches. Who do you have, in the title mix? Like you said, we're going to see John Cena and Seth Rollins until WrestleMania. Are we going to see Cesaro? Would anybody really want to see Cesaro and Rollins outside of wrestling fans, like wrestling purists? Like, this is going to be a good match. This is going to be, a 4-star match, 4.5, 5-star match out of somebody like a Cesaro or Owens or Ziggler, where it's like realistically, what can we see new out of Dolph Ziggler that we haven't already seen? And to a point, nothing of what we've really seen out of somebody like Dolph Ziggler really screams that's going to be the top guy. Well, that guy is the a 3 count away from being the top guy. So right now, I think Dolph Ziggler is as stale as can be, and I really don't want to see him in the main event picture. I'd like to see a Cesaro or Owens, maybe a Samoa Joe, but that's a lot of buildup to get one of those guys to the point of taking a run at Seth Rollins for 30 days or 60 days or whatever.
Do something unexpected. When was the last time we saw a tournament on Raw or SmackDown where you got 8 men going for the #1 contendership? That's not.
Last time we saw a tournament, they took a really good gimmick and put a purple cape on him. Crown.
Where is Barrett? Exactly your point. But
somebody good. I would like to see Barrett, drop the dumb gimmicks. Just Barrett, come out and
beat Bad News again.
Yeah, just be him, be an ass. I'd like to see him and Rollins. Now that would be, I think, a good main event, minor pay-per-view. Rollins and Barrett. I would like to see that because we haven't.
I mean, I guess the main thing I want to take from all that was, we're such fans of the Attitude Era because we had options.
Speak for yourself. I like the new generation stuff.
I'm sorry. I apologize. You had 5 to 10 options. You had 5 to 10 believable options that could fight for the title, though. And right now we probably have 3. So it's
3 or 3. That's
yeah. I'll stick with 3. But I don't think it's asking a lot to push a mid-range into the title picture. I'd rather see Owens win a tournament. Screw it. I mean, I can count off, and I know Mr. Dedicated can, in the early post-Attitude Era where guys would just get shoved in the title picture. But there was build. Cena fought Brock Lesnar at Backlash 03 for the WWE Championship. People don't know that. Kids now don't know that. But is there a problem with it? No. I mean, it built him and put some credibility to it. Screw it. Take a chance. But I guess in your old age, you just want to relax, Vince. So be it.
Vince is lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now here's another question. Do you think the next big non-Cena, Lesnar, Kane, Undertaker type push, in the title picture with Rollins, do you think it's going to be somebody on the WWE main roster now, or do you think it's somebody from NXT?
Anybody have an opinion?
I don't think it would be anybody from the past. I mean, who would they pull out?
There's no one left.
There really isn't anyone left now. I mean,
the same stars we wanted 10 years ago when they were free agents are the same ones we're talking about 10 years later. Brock, Goldberg, Jericho. They're going to retire. People are going to retire. Kane's going to retire. Sting's going to retire. Undertaker's going to retire. Brock will stop eventually. Is it just me, or are no new stars really being created at all?
That's how I feel, and it worries me.
WCW.
Well, I think you know what I kind of think. I think some of these guys want to stay in NXT. Because that kookiness. Well, I guess kookiness. That offbeat thing works in NXT. Bo Dallas worked in NXT. Adam Rose worked in NXT. I mean, shit. What's his name? Zack Ryder's working in NXT. Where the transition of
Zack Ryder was misused.
Yeah, but
most misused man of the decade.
But when these guys come to the main roster, Vince McMahon is like, "Oh, I don't like this. I'm just gonna push him back," basically.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Finn Balor and what's his name? Japanese dude.
Dale.
And all those guys, they really work. And then you can get the goofy tag team that works. Look at Ascension worked perfectly in NXT, where I liked watching an Ascension match. craps about him now on the main roster. Do you think they kind of ruined the main roster by having NXT work so damn good?
Vince McMahon ruined the main roster because
he just thinks all these guys suck and they don't, and they get over. And Vince McMahon doesn't see it. He's just lazy and not motivated. So
he's got to go to bed. He's got to go to the retirement home.
He needs to let Triple H deal
with
all this.
Because right now this is boring. It's lazy. It's crap, and he's tired.
I'll tell you what. It's lazy. Adam Rose didn't work as the party guy. Now do you see what his name?
More partying, he said.
He's the party pooper now.
Hornball.
That really. Wow. That's who the hell. You know what? There was a room with 4 or 5 writers and Vince McMahon. And like, what are we going to do with Adam Rose? And someone probably just said, I don't know, but that whole gimmick was a party pooper. Vince probably goes, that's a great idea. He's a party pooper now. And I'm going to go to Adam Rose like, the whole gimmick you've been doing the last 2 years that didn't work? Yeah. Well, you're just going to reverse it. You're not going to have a bunny come out with you anymore. Now you're going to have a skunk come out with you. You see where we're going with this? It's all reverse. I can see that.
I asked for my release, man.
Now, do you think Adam Rose would be smart and be like, can I please go back to NXT?
That's good.
He did go back to NXT.
He is back in NXT.
I mean, and stay there and not even like, say, you know what? I have success in NXT. Why go there? Why go back to the main roster? Same thing with Emma. Emma fell flat on her face in WWE. She works in NXT. I wouldn't want to fucking leave the comforts of, of a good product. I mean, it's almost like guys going from ECW to WCW. It's almost how.
This is why I see WWE dying when Goldforce Wrestling gets big.
Well, I mean, you say this every week, and that's never. That's just not. It's never going to happen.
I'm behind on this.
It's never going to happen.
I think it will.
Well, because we've had one amazing Jeff Jarrett on, I wholeheartedly agree with
3-on-1.
Yeah.
Double J. Listen, Double J MMA. If you're listening out there, we love your product and we want to see you back on the show.
You see that WWE making all these mistakes.
Dedicated, bright '90s guy, bright professor.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing that
the new Adam Rose
is going to succeed. I just completely disagree that WWE is going to die. The network's doing this as a success.
That's all they have.
That's all they need. That's all they need. They're selling out AT&T Stadium at WrestleMania.
And they keep doing it.
Come on.
They keep doing it free every month, and it's like you keep doing it free. It's going to die.
No, listen, no. That's nonsense. Do your research. Do your research. Do your research. It could suck, but it's not going to die.
I only watch Raw anymore.
Do your research.
I only watch Raw anymore.
All right, well, that's on you. Do I think Raw needs to be 3 hours long? No.
They do need to.
But is it going to die? No.
It will. It will.
Okay.
You will.
Okay.
So
you've literally been telling me this. You've literally been telling me this for like 10 years now. When it dies, give me a call.
Before wrestling comes up, we'll see. Let's see. Jeff Jarrett, you'll kill WWE. I hope you do.
Hey, man. I hope that GFW succeeds, but that's not realistic for WWE to die. Get the hell out of here.
It will die.
Okay.
All right.
They're going to sell out AT&T Stadium for WrestleMania.
That's because you got a bunch of little kids out there.
They're going to sell out AT&T Stadium.
Little kids out there.
You looked at me this afternoon and 2 days ago and said, we need to get tickets to WrestleMania. Don't bullshit me on air. Sorry.
Let me see.
Sorry.
That's because Austin
I don't give a shit.
They're always showing that Austin might be wrestling WrestleMania.
I don't care.
It's kind of
I don't want to hear it. Don't watch the product if you don't like it.
I won't.
Well, speaking of liking the product, since you two got into a nice lovers quarrel, we've gained 7 new followers on Twitter.
Woo! All right.
Put up.
There you
go. Poor '90s guy. It looks like a kid. In the middle of 2 parents getting divorced. Like it's gonna happen.
Deja vu.
Who's gonna be spooning with Tammy's baby boy? pretty soon. Which one's going to make that leap into a new relationship? Can I get any?
I don't know who I'm calling daddy, but
It's the professor, of course, because, well, you could call Mr. Dedicated Daddy because, he's only here half the time.
He's got the tits. I got the.
yes.
you know.
But anyway, let's talk about something that'll cheer up outside of the realm of wrestling. That'll cheer up the professor. I dislike the boss. Sorry, do not like.
How's that cheering me up?
You're sending him off.
No, that's happy birthday to Bruce Springsteen, a lyrical genius, by the way. All right, national treasure.
I've been a millionaire for 30 years, but I still sing like I'm on the docks.
And puts on a 3-hour and 15-minute performance in his 60s. All right.
So does
all into
something
it.
stinking.
All right.
And does the same thing. What I want to hear.
Greatest storytellers of all time.
That was Shakespeare.
Hey guys, have you heard about Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour?
Shut up. I would like to hear, and this is where I'd like to hopefully have the professor cheer up. As a non-fan of Bruce Springsteen, and it is his birthday, and I do respect his music playing ability, I want to know, how would you turn a non-fan into a fan of Bruce Springsteen? Like, we all know, like, okay, I'm not a wrestling, let's just say I'm Mr. Dedicated for a moment. I'm not a wrestling fan. What match would I watch to turn me into a wrestling fan? And we'd all have those go-to matches. What is like a good go-to song? And I'm not saying like a Hulk Hogan match. That's not going to turn anybody else on. So I'm not saying like Born in the USA or one of the commercial successes.
A B-card song?
Not even a B-side. Just what's a really good song that would turn me into a Bruce Springsteen fan?
Get him.
Badlands.
All right.
Live in Barcelona.
Ooh, he's got the fucking follow-up too.
I will listen to that after the show tonight, and I will write you back. Being a music fan and a musician, in a small capacity, I will give that song a chance, with open ears.
There goes my first recommendation of the week.
Woo!
Now, see, and he smiled. See. Where I was going with that, 90s guy, you douche, you almost jumped on my bed. Now I got him laughing, and now you're sad. I could tell you're sad because the red hue has changed in the room. It's like the wall's part of your it's like a big mood ring. So but anyway. Yeah. So Night of Champions, the dud. Let's just, by going out of Night of Champions, because I want to talk about, we said before, Brock Lesnar's going to Hell Tour. But first, before that, Sting, should it be over for Sting? After that match and after that injury, you can tell as soon as he hit that powerbomb hit on him, he took like one step out of the corner and then collapsed under one of Rollins' punches or kicks or something like that. And it just reminded. It was like one of those reminders. Remember how Austin won with the roll up on Owen when he got hurt, and it just looked bad. That small package roll just did not look. It wasn't tight like you normally would see a small package. It was really loose, and it was sad. It was almost like I was sitting there watching. I'm like, oh man, this is it. This is it for Sting.
Oh God.
If there's one thing I could take out of Sunday, is that Sting stole the show. He took some really risky bumps, that's for sure. But you won't be seeing any other 56-year-old doing what he did this past Sunday. And if this were his last match, there's nothing to be ashamed of because he really put it all out there.
He should be proud of that. That's his last match.
Yeah. I mean, that table spot looked painful. Looked like the TV monitor broke the fall, head. And then the top rope. It was a good match. It was good up until that power bomb. Now WWE, in its amazing wisdom, do you think that's the end of the running turnbuckle power bomb?
You give to a 56-year-old man who wrestles twice a year. I mean, I love Sting. I grew up with Sting. He's one of my childhood heroes, deep in my heart. But I think this was Vince McMahon's final and complete FU to WCW, because I think someone deep down sat back and said, if we're going to let Sting do this, we're going to promise him what we didn't promise him 10 years ago that we should have promised him. We're going to let him do it and run, but we're going to let a 56-year-old man run with this, and he's going to drop the ball, which he didn't do, but he got hurt. So I can still see Triple H and Vince McMahon laughing about it, going, ha ha, we still won. Screw you, WCW. I think Sting will wrestle one more match at WrestleMania, but I think that match proved that's it to a degree.
His last would it be, before you jump in, Professor?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who would the ideal last match be? Not going to be I think that'll be Brock.
Bray Wyatt.
I was going to say, should we do
Bray
Taker?
Wyatt.
I mean, Taker Lesnar's ending at Hell in a Cell. That's number 3. They're not going to do a 4th WrestleMania. That's just my opinion.
I think that'd be a retirement match for Undertaker.
That's not a bad idea, but if Sting's going to do one more match, I don't know. What else is there to do? We kind of want to see. Do we want to see Taker?
No, I don't. I've stated this. I've stated this for months. It wouldn't be 99. How about Cena? Something. I'd like to see one more match in a high station.
I wouldn't mind Sting and Cena, because I think Cena would be able to take really good care of Sting in the ring.
Yep.
And I like that. Basically, it's the biggest WCW guy, arguably, of all time, versus, I mean, some could argue the biggest WWE. Well, he is the biggest WWE guy of all time, John Cena, differentiating WWE and WWF. But Cena is the biggest WWE guy, and I mean,
of his era.
Arguably, you can say ever to a point. Not saying the best. I'm just saying the biggest name. I really could put Cena in there.
He's with Hogan, Austin, Rock for the point of money, and entertainment value. Yeah.
Oh, I would put him up there in Hogan, because it's like you don't get the matches we all crave, like you see out of like Shawn Michaels or somebody like that. But he's the face, and he's what draws. John Cena is the reason why my daughter goes to wrestling shows. Plain and simple. He wouldn't give wrestling. She could care less. She told me she likes the Divas matches and she likes John Cena. That's and that's a girl that doesn't like any physical sports or activity. She could care less about any of that stuff. She's a girly girl, but she likes the Divas, and John Cena is the reason why my daughter's a wrestling fan, and probably tens of thousands of other kids out there.
And in all honesty, deep down, every single purist, like that 90s guy over here, deep down loves John Cena. They may love to hate John Cena, but deep down, they love John Cena. Everybody loves John Cena deep down.
For one reason. Whatever.
He looks dreamy in a fucking dress shirt, I'll tell you that much. Total Divas left.
If you don't respect the workhorse for an era, you gotta respect Hogan. You gotta respect Bret, Michaels, Austin's. You gotta respect the breadwinner of their era, because they put in the damn work. And every wrestling purist loves the man who puts in their heart and soul to every damn day. And that's John Cena.
I agree.
Now, going back to Sting, biggest WCW name of all time. Professor, what's your opinion of the match? And what do you think should happen from here on out with him?
I don't want to see Taker and Sting. I don't want to. It's just not. It'll be an embarrassment, in my
Nobody can
opinion.
carry each other.
Bray Wyatt Sting is what I've been hoping for since probably last year's WrestleMania when I saw Wyatt go with Taker, which I didn't think was a bad match at all. So, saying that, I don't believe Taker's in as good of shape as Sting is. I don't think Taker can go as hard as Sting can because I think Sting showed that he can still go. He can still go. So, honestly, you could throw him in there with anybody, but I would prefer to see Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd like that. And I think somebody like Bray Wyatt, who's generational talent, third, fourth generation wrestler, I think he would have enough respect to not do anything stupid, in the ring, with Sting. I think if he does, look, he's got the rotundas and the Wyndhams ready to probably kick his ass. If he
Absolutely.
and the Mulligans. So it's like that guy's, you're like, hey, Dad, did I have a good match? And IRS just bitch slap him. No, I told you, the guy's 56 years old. What the hell are you doing that shit for? Now,
What pressure he must have when you think about it, right? He's got a lot of pressure on him, man.
Yeah, he's got to sit next to Bo Dallas on the plane every day and tell his brother, yeah, you're not that bad. Bray Wyatt turns into Bo Dallas on a plane sitting next to Bo Dallas. Like, dude, all you have to do is believe. All you have to do is believe.
Old blood.
I would like to see that as he's stroking his beard. Hey, man, you just got to believe in yourself. You just have to believe, okay? Bo Dallas. What am I missing? Am I missing something? No, just believe in yourself, man.
Having a younger brother, I can tell you probably smacks him a lot.
Yeah. It's not a. I don't know, but you can't compare the two. It's like it's almost like, when the cool brothers on the back of the bus and the nerdy ones up in front, and I think that's kind of like how Bray and Bo are. Bo Dallas walks to the back of the bus and everyone just points. He has to go sit up front, and Zack Ryder's up there. Hey man, it's not that bad up here. Not at all. Pretty damn cool, actually. Look, we got Adam Rose with us.
We got lollipops.
Yeah, we got lollipops. We got a bunny and a midget up here too. Two of them.
And Reno Riggins is driving the bus.
Jobber of the month, our man.
Yeah. Speaking of Jobber of the month, let's talk about the Highway to Hell tour. Because the Big Show, he was talking about it on Monday night. Breaking down all those accolades that he's had over Brock Lesnar throughout the year, 12 years ago. How do you think that's going to shape up with Brock Lesnar and the Big Show in Madison Square Garden?
Brock Lesnar's. I'm actually really excited for Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour, but they could have literally picked anybody else on the roster to go against Brock Lesnar, and I would have said, "Oh, that's not bad."
Disagree.
But of course, they had to pick Big Show. Awful.
Disagree.
I've seen it. No. Let me get this out. I've seen it. I don't want to see it again. I'm gonna pass. It was lazy once again by the writers or whoever did it. Whoever booked it. It was lazy. Could have picked anybody else.
90s. I'll let you go first. I got something to say, but
All right. Love the match. Love the history. This is two very good friends, and you know, as purists know, best friends make the best matches. Yes, this is not '03. And yes, we did see some of the greatest moments of that year and '02 between these two. Some unbelievable matches. Some matches I know Mr. Dedicated and I hold dear to our heart. But I think this is a house show. This is MSG. Brock's trying to build himself up for the Hell in a Cell. What better than one of your greatest rivals ever? That's my opinion.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I like it because I think this is set up Brock Lesnar to do some crazy, stupid human trick with a 500-pound man. I think
now.
I think they're setting it up for a really good spot. You know, that's all I think this match is. It does nothing for the Big Show. Well, maybe nothing, but like take some years off of his life. I really think, I don't know. I just think it's gonna be like a test of strength. It's almost like a carniac right now. Like you're going down the the freak show, and you want to see the woman bench press 300 pounds. That's what this is. I think it's just shock factor, and they're gonna have Brock Lesnar pick up Big Show in some weird way and fucking home. And like, look what this monster did in MSG. I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's sad that we look at Big Show that way nowadays.
Yeah, it really is.
That's because they ruined it.
They did. No, there's no disagreement coming from me here, but it's sad that that's the way that's what it's come to. That's how we look at Big Show now.
Hey, but from the optimistic standpoint, we're going to see Show and Lesnar one more time. So
I'm not excited about it.
In Madison Square Garden, for the first time in 10 years, Brock Lesnar is wrestling in MSG.
I like it, but I look at this. Did WWF ever make Andre the Giant look like a mockery? No.
No.
I mean, even at the end of his career, they put him in with Haku. What were they? The twin, the Colossal Connection, or what was that tag team called? I don't know. Somebody looked it up. But they at least okay, Andre can't do anything in the ring. Put him in with Haku. Haku's going to wrestle basically a handicap match. Andre's going to come in, do a couple moves, and you're going to give him a belt, and it's going to prolong his career, extend his career another 6 months, another year. I mean,
the Colossal Connection.
Yeah, Colossal Connection. Even then, I look back at, I've watched some of those matches, and it's like, you know what, they did right by Andre. With that tag team. Watching Big Show now, it's like, how is he gonna go up there and say, I'm a giant, I'm 450 pounds, I'm 7 feet tall, blah blah blah, but I job out every month, and the matches I do win are so predictable. I think it's a huge disrespect to. Look at the Big Show. He's been around for a long time, and he had some really great moments in wrestling, and I think it's utter disrespect what they've, just out of pure laziness of what they've done to the Big Show. That, like the professor said, we got to look at him as basically, he's like the morning show, he's the stunt boy for the stupid, morning show, FM radio show. Like, he's the guy, it's like, okay, we're gonna cover him in molasses, and then we're gonna make him run through, a million ants. That's all it is now. We're going on the Highway to Hell tour, the Road to Hell.
Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour.
Going to Hell tour. Do you like that they're building up a tour just for one wrestler?
I love it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Brock Lesnar is an entity, as Paul Heyman says. Brock Lesnar is a attraction, and they are literally viewing it as an attraction.
If there's one thing I've taken out of this, I'm just happy that Taker and Lesnar 3 is going to take place at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, I like that, and I really, for the life of the Undertaker, and I like how I like how things could end in a symbolic manner, and the Undertaker's career ending in WrestleMania in his home state. In the biggest stadium in the country. I mean, the biggest character of all time, and the biggest show of all time, and the biggest state, and the biggest stadium against the biggest monster in wrestling. I kind of like that, but then he's got to end. He's got to, got to retire after that, and go in the Hall of Fame the following year.
Following up on the Brock Lesnar's Going to Hell tour is Monday Night Raw, October 19th, and live in Dallas, Texas.
Woo!
Lined up for that is Taker, HBK, Ric Flair, and the one and only Stone Cold Steve Austin. And after that Raw, Brock Lesnar's going to be on the Stone Cold podcast, which I think is going to lead to WrestleMania 32 live at AT&T Stadium. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar in a Texas death match.
Woo!
Just like I said months ago, and you told me would not happen, I'm sticking to my guns.
I believe that's going to happen too. So
I'm not going to doubt you because a couple times that I have.
Well,
In a New Day. Let's just say. But going out of that, what do you think? With the summer wrapping up, what do you think the biggest angles are going to be going into the fall, moving into SummerSlam?
the whole undercard is dead. You could literally scrap every rivalry and restart.
I think Owens is going to get up there. I really think Owens might win the Rumble this year. Owens or Bray Wyatt. So one of those two are about to be getting a push.
I don't think Owens will, just because he won the Intercontinental Championship, which I also think is going to do the IC division wonders, and is going to give that belt over time. Him holding that belt is going to give it meaning again.
Because that is something I think right there. Owens, and we've said this, said it again. I think somebody like Owens, who could work with just about anybody, will make somebody like Bad News Barrett or Cesaro really elevated. Neville. I mean, guys like that, that are not going to be in the main event picture anytime soon. I think that's you're going to have a really good chance this time, because can you name a bad Kevin Owens match since he's been in the WWE or NXT?
Ryback Sunday.
I didn't think it was bad.
It wasn't bad, but I'm giving it shit.
Bad.
It was all right, but
It was decent.
That's probably the worst I've seen. It wasn't a bad match.
It wasn't a long match either, though. So
no, they had no time. Like, I think if given more time, here's the thing.
That wasn't very good.
Okay? Ryback was in that match, and you're saying, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, that was a good Ryback match.
Hey, you're giving Ryback some praise there. All right.
I told you he would have a good match.
I'm giving Kevin Owens the praise, damn it. What I'm saying is, like, look, Kevin Owens could work with anybody. We're collectively, we're saying, that match on the pay-per-view with Ryback, wasn't bad at all. Wasn't that bad. It was good for the amount of time they had. I liked how they played out. I like that old-fashioned, let's go after a body part. Let's work the body part.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin Owens and he didn't win with a power move. He didn't win with a submission. He won by breaking the rules. That I like. Kevin Owens is going to be a perfect heel. Because I don't think there's any chance of him, flopping and becoming a tweener and, like Seth Rollins the crowd's going to eventually chant for him. Brock Lesnar, the crowd eventually chanted for him. Look at all the other guys that even Bad News Barrett, the crowd was eventually chanting for him and cheering for him. Kevin Owens, I don't think is in any danger of the crowd really cheering for him to where they have to turn him face. Because he can get away. He's the fat guy that can beat you up, but he will win by poking you in the eye.
And it's believable.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's like the Roddy Piper school of thought right there. Don't rake somebody in the eyes because you have to. Rake somebody in the eyes because you want to. And Kevin Owens doesn't need to do a cheap move like that to win. He's got go on YouTube. What are they up to now? Watch Kevin Steen / Owens top 1,476 moves. And you'll
every single one's good.
Yeah, and everyone's good. I mean, he makes Dean Malenko's and Chris Jericho's claim to knowing a ton of holds look pitiful. Yeah, so I like that. I think that's the one real bright spot. I think is Kevin Owens having the IC belt, and I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me. I think taking the U.S. belt off of Seth Rollins was a good thing.
Very good idea. It creates another rivalry, and I'm all for title rivalries personally.
And it built him up.
It was too soon to take it off him. Like, give him a month reign, it's like, okay.
Yeah, all they want to do is mock Jay Lethal. They did.
They did.
That's all they need to do is a month.
Just like,
Piece of shit.
yeah, I mean, they follow ROH around everywhere they go and follow up what they're doing.
It's getting ugly, man.
It's competition. Hey, it's competition.
I hope it gets uglier.
I want it to. It is good for business. Exactly. That's why I'm happy Lucha Underground's got season 2 coming up.
Woo! Yeah. Let's go.
Let's hear that 90s guy that's breaking out of WWE. Lucha Underground.
Any opportunity to plug the alternative. My favorite alternative on the scene, Lucha Underground, can run down the list for you. Rey Mysterio and Del Rio have not been confirmed, but they're in talks.
I did read something today that one Mr. Patron is confirmed for Lucha Underground.
I saw that said no. I agree with you. It's been weird. Whatever. We know he'll come back. It just had to be there. Now waiting for Rey Mysterio, that's a big deal. And I guess all of us secretly, hopefully, Rey Mysterio winds up there. That'd be the hugest coup that they could possibly do at this point.
You know what? I'd like to see it go like full circle for Rey and have him go to Ring of Honor, a la the old school guys going to ECW when he's coming up. I would really, me personally, I would love to see Rey Mysterio in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I agree.
Rey Mysterio and Jay Lethal.
Say that. I was just going to say Rey Mysterio. Better go ahead and buy 4 more light bulbs for that match.
Oh, shit.
Non-production having bastards. Fuck, the TV network owns the damn company, and they don't know anything about lighting. Like, I know lighting. I know right now my lighting sucks because I look like I got half a face.
How about my lighting?
Your lighting, you look like you're going to have a little lunar probe come and land on your head and have a little tiny Armstrong walk around.
God,
you look like that. Now going out of Lucha, like Lucha Underground, that's kind of your thing. Really is your thing. What's the one guy that we haven't talked about or ever talk about that is something, like turn non-Lucha fans on to the product with the wrestler that people don't really know?
Big Dick Johnson. Big Dick Johnson's real name, Christy Joseph, is the head producer. He is in charge of the whole shebang right now. He literally said he's putting his WWE money into Lucha Underground that he made over 10 years. He reading one of his articles recently, he went to the fact that WWE stole the Ascension and Neville and Stardust storyline of the comic book, which is kind of Lucha Underground's thing. It's more of a Sopranos underground drama style mixed into wrestling, which what makes it different, which is what I can say to the fans. That is something completely different.
Yeah,
From JS for a wrestler standpoint, I'd say Prince Puma, who's better than your heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Best out there right now.
Yeah, you tell him. Dedicated.
Prince Puma is the best out there right now. That's what I gotta say.
You can't. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to argue because he's pretty damn talented. I like him. You know what? You know what was a really good match? What was that bloody ass beat down?
Vampiro, man.
Vampiro.
What's the other guy's name? Vampiro and
Oh man.
Not like the fluorescent light spots whatsoever. I think it's trash, but that was good. I mean,
that was crazy match.
That was Vampiro's last match too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But now he's the guy's manager now. So
yeah,
that was a huge twist, and I liked it.
The
that
spot.
was kind of like a Kevin Sullivan angle right there. You know?
Pentagon Jr.
Pentagon.
Pentagon.
There you go.
That's kind of like a Kevin Sullivan storyline right there. You got to beat the master, you know, to become the demon sort of thing. What was it? Purple haze.
That. But I'm excited. I think
that's my submission of the week to go watch. Watch the old Kevin Sullivan and Purple Haze angles on YouTube. I'm gonna kick out of that. Mr. Dedicated, I have a question for you. What part of Lucha Underground are you most looking forward to go over from season 1 to season 2?
Ooh. I don't know because last season they were really Alberto Del Rio, but I don't know.
Well, you ain't excited about Ray? I mean,
I'm excited about Ray.
The possibility of that, gigantic.
I'm excited about that, but like last year, how their storylines were, and like everything made sense. Like everything was perfect.
One storyline built for the year.
For the year.
Every storyline.
And I'm excited for what the storylines are going to be this year.
Good production value too. I like their production value above. I mean, makes Ring of Honor look completely style. And which is said, Ring of Honor has been around so long. Got Lucha Underground been around one season and looks amazing. And makes Global Force Wrestling look like complete crap too. Just in terms of like a production value, like whoever is filming Lucha Underground knows what the hell they're doing, and I think that's where they have
camera angles are crazy.
Big Dick Johnson.
That's where I think they have the ability, I think, to really turn into a viable alternative, not just like this cool underground thing. I just think their production of their value of their production and their product looks really good because it's watchable. It's something that you want to watch. It doesn't look like shit.
Well, Silent J, I got one last quip for you on the production value. That was the main problem why they were having trouble signing the second season, because they spent so much money on production value for the first season. So they had to get the money together for the second season to match the production value because they didn't want to decrease the value of the product. So I think that's an interesting tidbit to add to it.
I mean, here's the thing. People don't really know your wrestlers. Can't really have a bond to any of your wrestlers. Maybe, one Mr. Mundo. But other than that, it's like what really draws them to it is the action, the ring, and what it looks like. Don't fuck with that. Lose the money, but I think good things will happen for Lucha Underground. And I just want to let you guys know. Getting 2 more followers on Twitter in the last 5 minutes. We're on fire tonight. I like
Woo!
it. Yeah. Now, with that being said, let's quickly do our history mark. 90s guy, I believe you have the tally for the history mark.
The results are in.
Gotta move away from that damn screen, man. You're blinding me. You look like a baby right now.
I don't want to blind you too bad, man. I'm not that close even. Oh wow! What a wow!
This is a first.
I'll let you announce it.
We have a tie.
What?
What the
Now
fuck?
I gotta look.
Oh, oops.
It's all right. Look out.
First, what was the topic? Let's go to the topic first. Yeah, what were the fans voting on for new listeners? To the show? Our history mark is basically we take a little bit of history. We take something of significance, an angle, a match, a wrestler, a stable, or promotion, and we pick our favorite from that topic. And so that's the history mark for all the new listeners out there. And these two pitheads on the right of what my view is, or to the left of the professor, seem to have a stranglehold for some strange reason on winning, which I don't know why. If you sit there and say wrestling fans are educated, we're not getting the educated ones because you're not making the educated choice here, my friend.
I thought that they made a great choice this week because we have a tie.
Is that my 4th in a row, Professor?
And we just got 2 more.
I picked it.
What?
We just got 2 more followers on Twitter, by the way.
Hey.
That's because I get right for my 4th straight victory, right, Professor?
So what was the topic that we had?
Damn.
Favorite United States champion of all time. And that was between DDP, Raven, Magnum TA, and I believe Stunning Steve Austin. And we have a tie for the first time in history.
No, we don't. I just looked.
So you voted.
No, I did not vote. Right now, what I'm seeing is because we just got another vote. We have DDP at 171. We have Magnum TA at 191. Steve Austin at 191 and Raven at 192.
Wait,
Both the Raven, nevermore, baby.
We're loading it right now.
Oh,
wow.
Raven is your champ.
No. We should have
Hold on. Who just voted?
Raven, nevermore, baby.
Raven won. We got it.
We got the tie. It was broken.
DDP came in 3rd, a tie for 2nd with Raven TA at 192 and Raven at 193.
You're like the Buffalo. Bang! You're like the Buffalo Bills right now. Yeah, you come close and lose.
You need to
listen,
shut.
by the way, McFadden, Whedon, and Street are not going to take your boys to the playoffs. All right?
They will.
No.
Brandon Whedon. I think it's actually pathetic and hilarious that he thinks that they're going to succeed and be a decent team.
Oh, we will see that.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, that's what he got Castle now.
Yeah, it's going to get better.
We just got another Twitter follower.
I'm really upset about the history mark of the week because Magnum TA is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, U.S. champions of all time.
I say both of you should talk because it was tied at the time.
We were getting ready to announce it and we were tied. This is bullshit.
Talk up Magnum TA, Professor.
Magnum TA is great, man. It's Dusty Rhodes' right-hand man. He was billed the future of wrestling. The future of wrestling.
The South. He would have ran the world, man.
Supposed to be the face of NWA, and he was cut short. That's right. Cut
There he
short
is.
due to an injury.
When you have Ric Flair behind you saying this is the future of professional wrestling, you're bred for the future. It's so, but the Lord works in mysterious ways. Men make plans, and God laughs. Unfortunately, Magnum TA's car accident in '88, I believe, shortened his career and ended his career actually.
I'll tell you what, though. Damn. Yeah. Sorry. Steve Austin.
I'm shocked he didn't win.
That was the man in the early to mid '90s in WCW. Oh man, I tell you, I was a huge stunning Steve Austin fan. Right there.
We're rolling, Hollywood Blondes.
But so Raven.
Get him.
I love Raven, by the way. I just got to say this: I love Raven, but not right now.
Raven's the man. He has that he's a great talker. Bray Wyatt actually reminds me of Raven because Raven's such a great talker. He put those two together. It's a great feud if they have it.
Do you think WCW underused Raven?
No, I actually brought him in. Like I was watching videos on YouTube earlier how they brought him in, not talking at first, have Stevie Richards come in and be like his bitch boy, and then he just forms the flock, and then he goes for the U.S. title, and then he was just.
I think they could have did more.
They could have done
hit
more.
a wall eventually,
But he fought guys like Goldberg though.
I tell you what, the thing that so pissed me off is the intro of Raven, WCW. Other than tiny storylines, there's no freaking difference at all to how he was introduced in ECW.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Richards was the mouthpiece. Stevie Richards got treated like crap from Raven. When Raven finally decided to speak after a while, then it was like, oh wow, this guy's a talker. That's the one thing that pissed me off. It was so blatantly disrespectful. It's like they couldn't even get a different guy to play the character of Stevie Richards. They had to use the same guy, and that pissed me off. Yeah, I think he was underused. He could have had a hell of a run as U.S. champion if they would have put Goldberg on a different path, I think.
Yeah, that's
But they didn't, and Magnum TA still should have won this week. And I actually want to make an early recommendation. If you want a reason why, just go back and watch Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard in an I Quit match at Starrcade 1985, and that match will say it all.
Damn, that's a good damn recommendation, Professor.
And did he take Tully Blanchard's wife?
Baby doll. She was a Jezebel, if you will.
Baby doll.
I have so many recommendations I could make, but I'll go off of that one. If anybody wants to know why he's in my opinion one of the greatest, if not the greatest, United States champion of all time, go back and watch that match. You'll see why.
I can't. Those eras are completely different products with NWA U.S. title and WCW U.S. title. You guys both make a great point. Now, Professor, next week we mark topic.
Second generation champions.
Woo.
I like.
Now, have we decided it could be any title, or does it have to be a world title?
Any
title.
Any title. All right. Mr. Dedicated, since you technically somehow won again, you could have first dibs on who you'd like to choose.
All right. I'm just gonna keep on winning, but I'm gonna say Owen Hart.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
90s?
I'm going to say the Golden Globes. Gold Dust.
I like that one. I like that so much. That was my idea. Great.
Oh, man.
Professor?
I am going to go with former WCW United States Champion, former WWE Intercontinental Champion, former AWA World Heavyweight Champion, and the son of Larry the Axe Hennig, Mr. Perfect,
Ooh.
Kurt Hennig.
I like Kurt Hennig a lot. I like that a lot, and that was choice number 2 for me. Sons of bitches. You know what? You know what I'm gonna go for? Jesus. I'm grasping at straws right now. That was my one and my backup.
The pain of being a host when you gotta let everyone go first.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with this is good. I'm just doing this to knock off Mr. Dedicated. I'm going with Bret Hart.
Ooh,
there you go. Hey, you might get my vote on that.
I'm the prick on the prices right now. Right now, they just bet $2 after somebody bet $1.
I think Owen Hart's better than Bret Hart. So.
Ooh, well, that's up for debate.
Well,
There's a
it
reason
is.
that Bret Hart's former world heavyweight champion, but
Owen Hart
would have been.
Owen Hart should have been.
Champion if he was.
Brian Pillman could have been the greatest outside of a motorcycle accident and Magnus Gay. And so on.
The Patriot would have had multiple title runs through the thousands.
Fucking believe it. You know what? I hope you get hit in the head with an asteroid when you walk out of their house. I hope an asteroid plunks you right in the head, thinking somehow you're its home base.
As long as Brian Pillman wins that argument over the Patriot, I'm fine.
No, we could have. You know what? Let's clear some things up right now. All right. The Patriot. If you don't support him, you're ISIS. So, do you want to be ISIS?
I love the Patriot.
There you go. You know, the NSA.
What's his name? Cesare. Whatever. Sincere. The Patriot.
Salvatore
Sincere, the Patriot. I love him. He's a great guy.
That dumb prick Tom Brandy. I ever see that guy, I'm gonna be like, "This is for the Patriot," and I'm gonna rip his picture in half and run away. By the way, we didn't talk about something that we should talk about real quick. September 28th, live in Buffalo, New York.
Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw, and I will be there with my daughter giving out MPW flyers before the show.
We will join you.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Join them, yeah.
Better.
I don't care about Monday night, Silent J, because Saturday night, I finally get to see a Super Kick Party. Ring of Honor's coming to Lockport, baby.
What? Hold on.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
What?
No.
ROH coming to Lockport.
Keenan said Saturday night.
And
This
title matches over Stevie Richards.
Woo!
This Saturday night.
This Saturday night.
This Saturday.
You have room for another.
Nice. We'll work. We'll tread on ESW territory as well.
We're going to be treading on meth territory in Lockport.
Crackport.
Leave my home neighborhood of Black Rock out of this. All right.
As long as we're not on Washburn, I'm good with it.
Hey,
I'll let you be.
repping Thompson Street hard right here, bitches.
Hey, I'll work on Grant.
I'm not even talking about the nice part of Thompson Street. I'm talking about the dirty Newman part of Thompson Street. The Poitresses and the Newmans and the Stoics and the Benders. That whole scuzzy part of Thompson Street. You go down to Walters and steal from him and then get chased home by a dog as you're trying to bring your grandma cigarettes. That was my childhood.
Wow.
And then get home right in time for Raw Nitro. Right, Silent J?
Yeah, that was Tuesday Night Titans back in that day. I remember I tried to shoplift a freaking popsicle one time. I was Polish, all right? It melted on the way home. With that being said, looks like we got a lot of wrestling, live wrestling for us. So we're handing out flyers Saturday at Ring of Honor, and then Monday, Monday Night Raw. And also, we are going to be in the next 2, count them, 1, 2 episodes of, not episodes, the next 2 editions. I don't know. It's an online magazine. But the next 2 publications of Steel Chair magazine. So
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Awesome.
We love you.
Go to Steel Chair Magazine on Twitter at Steel Chair Mag, and you can go to their link, and it's a really good publication. I like it a lot. They're based out of the UK.
We love you, UK, our UK listeners and fans.
Yeah, so go to Twitter and follow them at Steel Chair Mag, and you can see our ad in the next 2 editions or whatever of their publication. So good stuff. And any parting words that you guys want to say in terms of what should the fans out there watch? I know the professor already made his suggestion to watch.
Oh, I have another one.
Oh, here's another.
All right.
Get on the network and watch WCW Uncensored 1998 for the U.S. Championship in a triple threat. Falls Count Anywhere, DDP versus Raven versus Chris Benoit.
I like that one. I like it a lot. All right, 90s guy, what's your suggestion?
Recommendation of the week. I changed my mind. Because Professor shot mine down. So it's September. It's a very patriotic time honoring September 11th. What better to honor from a wrestling standpoint than Unforgiven 2001, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold Steve Austin for the World Federation Championship. A very, very emotional time in our nation, in our world, and to see Kurt Angle and Stone Cold put an unbelievable show with Kurt Angle
in Pittsburgh.
Oh, God. I just love that match. So, and as for your September recommendation, your patriotic recommendation for the season, I give that match, Kurt Stone Cold.
So I like that one. My suggestion is it's new, but JBO of Legends, his interview with Eric Bischoff, it's really good interview, and he tells a lot of stories that I didn't even know about. So you guys should check that out.
What I like is he tells how he would have done things differently. I like that.
He tells Austin stories too. So
let's go in.
And from what I've seen, very humble. The guy's a very successful man, Eric Bischoff. Usually very powerful and successful men don't like to admit mistakes. I don't see that from what I've read in terms of that interview. And my suggestion of the week, which I had it up here a second ago, and where the hell is it? I'm going to go back to WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling. It was home of the Von Erichs. And I don't know what the hell.
Good old Texas wrestling.
Yeah, and where the hell is it? It was in the Sportatorium. I'm not sure the date. It was the first clash. God, I had the date on there. The first clash between the Freebirds and the Von Erichs. They had that, and then when they went to Georgia, they had a big series of matches in Texas. Then they went to Georgia, and they had, I think, the Freebirds and the Von Erichs. And the Freebirds, they did that Canadian flip, like Bret Hart's the heel in America. All of a sudden, he's the face in Canada. The Freebirds heels in Texas. They go to Georgia for a series of matches, and the Freebirds were the ultimate baby faces against, at the time, the ultimate baby faces. Very cool to see. To go back and watch the Freebirds in Georgia. I've seen it one time, and just the pop out of the crowd. It was insane, because this was back in kayfabe era, the 80s, when you cheered for the good guys and you hated the bad guys. But that was the very first, I think, one of the very first instances of the heels were the heroes in that match. So if you can get your hands on that, it's pretty good. But I am Silent J, and doing these outro shots. First, Professor, take it away.
I am the Professor of Professional Wrestling. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
This is that 90s guy. Go home, open a little bit more, have another beer or two. Enjoy some professional wrestling. Thank you.
This is Mr. Dedicated. And keep tuning in to MPW because MPW, Mr. Dedicated, is just too sweet.
Gimmick infringement.
We need a buzzer.
Gimmick infringement. I gotta stop that music for a second. Okay, since we're playing that game, my name is Silent J, and I don't have any words for you except for tune in next week.
Come on. You're listening to Military Press Wrestling with your host, Silent J, and his tag team partners, The Professor, That 90s Guy, Mr. Dedicated, and sometimes Tammy's Baby Boy. Your home for everything wrestling. It's real. It's damn real.